Hey, wait a minute. Who took all the fireworks away? Team Megapops is one of the achievements of all time in Balloons Tower Defense 6, where you need to get 2 million or more pops with a single tower in a CHIMPS game. Buckshot, it is time for your debut. We have done laser cannon, we've done hydro rocket pods. Now we're going to be doing the other tier 3. Now, we don't need twin guns in this particular run. Twin guns is for those who require twice the firepower to get to the end goal, which I do not require. All I require is a micro in between first and strong, so that I can get through this scenario without taking too many of my much of my lifespan away. But I feel like even at this given point in time, I'm going to struggle. I need that snipe. There we go. The snipe has been sniped. Also, we're going to be putting down our Dartling Gunner on this round at some point. Hopefully get through this little bit of a kerfuffle here. And even if some of them do go over here, we're going to put down our Dartling Gunner here and now. There we go. We can wait until Geraldo. Well, we can wait until we can get the money for the Geraldo. I'm not going to lie. I am currently suffering from extreme heat at the moment. 25 degrees centigrade is abnormal in the UK. If you live somewhere like India, that'll probably be you know what, I may need a jacket or something, because that's actually rather hot, rather cold, I must say so myself. But I live in a climate where 10 degrees is usually the norm. Celsius, not Fahrenheit, you Americans, and your make everything different and then try to make everywhere else in the world different because you think you're different is cooler than the rest of the world's different. How dare you? At least we know that there are other continents out there besides America. Right, jokes aside, our next investment is going to involve a submersion support so that A, our wonderful submarine doesn't get any more steals, and B, so we can decamouflage, well, mainly to ensure that it doesn't leak anymore, but I think we may need something else first. Yeah, the jar of pickles is a big help ensuring that we have much more firepower from each Dartling fired out. Geraldo may get the odd steal here and there, but in the long run, we are all good. We're going to try and hold out for a sharpening stone, because once we get powerful darts, it does remove our sharpening stone buff, because we can then pop corrosion balloons. But at this given point in time, I might actually need it. Just looking at things right now and how things are progressing, it doesn't look too promising. I may need you for a while longer, submarine, so you can get through some of these earlier rounds. Okay, I think that's good enough. I believe that is good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Just need you to clear some of those faster balloons so they're slower. Then we can pick them off and finish them off and all that good stuff. We are still struggling though with these goddamn yellow balloons. I'm telling you, yellow balloons are the bane to every player's existence. It's not because of their color, but because of how many times I have failed to a yellow balloon. Big difference there, for goodness sakes. Okay, powerful darts is in my sight, and once I get that, it means we'll be able to go through many more balloons rather than just one or two, which honestly is what it feels like, honestly. Barely any pierce on a tower such as this. Not very practical. We do have round 27 to contest with, so we're going to remove auto start for the time being so we can place down our alchemist carefully and hopefully won't steal too many. Yeah, this is a difference in which powerful darts can make. Otherwise, we just won't have a chance on round 27 to solo the entire round with the Dartling Gunner here. So we have just about enough money in order to get ourselves the acidic mixture dip. Okay, so round 28. We're only going to be able to barely try and pop these lead balloons initially. Get rid of the faster ones though. Yeah, we're not always going to have acidic mixture dip, to be honest, but it's kind of needed. The alternative is to get ourselves a mortar monkey, but That's 810 down the pan once we don't need it anymore. But we do need the alchemist anyway, so let's just get that up and running. Okay, faster barrel spin. Try and get as many of these layers as we possibly can while under an acidic mixture dip. Not always going to be viable though. Come on now, please pop, please pop. I just wish this had a faster fire rate with the acidic mixture dip. But I guess not all things can come true. Yeah, this is really troublesome, although we don't have our pickles up and running, which could be a problem. But I do want to get ourselves the faster barrel spin at some point to increase our fire rates. You know, fire rate is never a thing which we'll say no to more of. Get rid of these camo balloons. Thank you very much. I always prefer the middle cross path, to be honest, over like the top one. Faster fire rate is never a bad thing, and you don't really benefit from the laser shock until you get to Bez, so that is why I would rather not have the top cross path as our means of alternative destruction. Faster fire rate along with innate camo detection, can't go wrong with that. Mainly it's a faster fire rate because we can get our camo detection from other things such as a radar scanner, or just removing the camo entirely with our submersion support. We might be struggling on this round though, that's for sure. We may need some help here. Ah, that's exactly what we need. Berserker Brew and Pickles. Hopefully we should do up to 3 damage now at all times. Sometimes 2, but other times 3, which means we go down from a pink balloon to a blue balloon. Nope, no yellow balloons here. I hope not anyways. Right, more lead balloons to contest with. That's never a good sign when you're reliant on acidic mixture dips just so that you can actually get through the lead layer. I'm glad you exist, Alchemist, but for goodness sakes, I wish your acidic mixture dip would apply a bit more often. Although you will notice it more when we get the Buckshot, though, because the Buckshot has quite a slow fire rate, which means we can just keep it active willy-nilly, or a bit more of the time than we would if we had a faster fire rate. Now I've got these ceramics to contest with, which I'd rather do, to be honest. But then again, if we leave these leads up and running, that's not going to be good either. Okay, round 39. We should be able to get Buckshot by the end of this round, and we should be able to clear the Moab no problem whatsoever. Yeah, the stronger stimulant is going to be really important. Really important for damage. And with 40 to spare, we managed to get ourselves the Buckshot ready for the Moab. And there it goes. Notice we got a little... Oh, for goodness sakes, that was really embarrassing. Notice how we can knock back the balloons. That is going to be a very key feature. But I'd rather not have the pickles, because the pickles is really slowing down our fire rate here. Let's just leave it over here, honestly. And we should be able to clear the majority of this, because we can shoot down this way, or we can shoot down this way with this circle over here, and also shoot down over here in case the balloons get very far into the track. I was looking at the acidic mixture dip effects on the overworld effect and thinking that that was pickles, but no, that is the acidic mixture dip. It's just there quite often now because of the fact that we're firing quite slowly. So we've got jungle drums. We're going to go up to a radar scanner, and honestly I think I really do need the MIB up and running just so that we can actually pop lead balloons by default. We can pop frozen balloons, even though that's not going to be a hugely... Would these pink balloons just stop being a nuisance? Okay, I'm going to put you over here just because of the fact that we can insta-kill with pink balloons, but we can't always target the pink balloons because of how fast they're going. No thank you. Okay. Fortified ceramics, no thank you. MIB is up and running, which means those lead problems will no longer be problems. Also very helpful for DETs as well for the foreseeable future. Now it's going to be time to get ourselves a overclock up and running so we can increase our fire rate. Never say no to an overclock in 99.9% scenarios. I would say the 0.01 could be Spirit for Forest, honestly. Put you up here, just, I don't know. Do we want to put the foam down? Not really, but I'll just put it in the track just because. Because I can do so, what is the best decamification method in the game? If there is water, submersion support is definitely up there, along with shimmer. And I'd say foam is third place. Like, you never raise your hand and say, I really like counter-espionage as my decamification process. If you are that person, then you don't exist. No, but I'm sure it has a niche out there, but it's just not as favorable as, let's say, one of the other means of removing the camo status. Shimmer's definitely up there. On Resort, the embrittlement would also be up there if it can actually hit white balloons like other methods. Also, signal flare is good as well. Like other methods of removing camo, despite the fact that, let's say, a ninja cannot hit a lead balloon without flash bombs and going up to that point, it can still remove the camo even if it doesn't damage it. So why doesn't the same apply to embrittlement with white balloons and zebra balloons? I honestly think that the embrittlement will have a little bit more utility, even if it doesn't damage white balloons. It can still... Oh, I'd love to click it right now. It would still have a little bit more utility if it's able to decamify a white balloon or a zebra balloon, even if it's not able to damage it. Just because, let's say, in a two-tower chimp scenario, there would be many more combos because you're not overly reliant on just for the ice balloon being able to decamify a balloon. A camo balloon, sorry. Overclock. Now all we need to do is just get the overclock up and running. Because this is a tier 3 tower, we don't have to worry about constantly pressing the button over this and ensuring that the overclock is in effect. Tier 4, obviously 100% uptime. Tier 5, only around 65% uptime or 60% uptime. I don't remember which one it is, but it's definitely not 100%, let's just say that. Even with, like, Energizer. And, I don't know, what else? What else would reduce the ability? There's that one monkey knowledge point which, reduces global ability cooldowns, like across the board. Lead balloons! I would say camo lead, but we have submersion support. Okay, so we have ourselves the wonderful, wonderful BFB spawning here. And our question is, are we going to be able to do it or not do it? And the answer is, we can do it! How about soon to be fortified Moabs? Also, we should really think about what we want to do next. And, let's see. I'm going to think about just a 013. Nothing fancy. Just so that we can stick to more than one Moab at a time. But I'm kind of thinking of a glue strike just so that we can apply bonus damage to all targets when they're all struck by the glue strike ability, which will definitely be helpful for everything that is affected, especially like with fortified balloons where you're going to really notice the difference. There goes the first lot of ceramics. Like, we're playing on fast forward and we don't even need to slow this down, honestly. Like, we can get through this entire scenario. Oh, let's just grab all of those, and that should be good. We've not deployed down a single Jerry's fire yet, and honestly I don't think we're going to need it until much later on, especially when it lasts more than 5 rounds, Ninja Kiwi. What about these 2 BFBs? What can we do against them? That's the first one annihilated, and there goes the second one. Do not underestimate the power of the Buckshot. You just need a whole lot of other towers to go alongside it so that you can actually do the do. And there is Glue Strike. I completely wasn't get to get it, but guess what? We are there. We have it. We're not going to get Glue Storm. We need the extra money from there. And honestly, when the price got nerfed, I was kind of reluctant to always get it nowadays. In a 2 Megapops scenarios. Like, there are some scenarios where you have to kind of need that continuous pelting of glue from the sky. But honestly, I prefer just having Glue Strike. Honestly, just so that we have that +2 damage in effect, but we don't always have to suffocate ourselves with the fact that sometimes we're just going to get continuous additional steals when we activate absolute zero. Next thing to purchase is going to be coat of arms to increase our attack speed and pierce periodically. These are progressing very nicely. We're on round 74 now, and nothing really concerning, to be honest. We have enough power going on here as we are. I think it's just the main strengths of most military towers that they have some means of unlimited range across the board. Obviously with Buckshot there is a limit to how far their projectiles can be thrown about, but obviously if you go up to, like, I think Baz and Bez have further reach when it comes to their projectiles. You can see where the little eggshells, well not eggshells, but eggs kind of disappear. And that is the limited reach. I think you can actually extend the range itself in which the Buckshot disappears if you get the better invisibility potion. I think Buckshot would be definitely more difficult if it didn't have the knockback, if there are any surviving balloons. So let's say with ceramics, if they get knocked back, then that is a big bonus because it increases the amount of time that it takes for them to actually get to the end of the track. Get that little one over there, and we're going to turn these. Perhaps that was the wrong decision. Maybe I should have used the glue strike while while under round 76. Let's try and get the majority of it back if we can. Only pop them there. Okay, I think we're good now. Yep, there we go. Round 76. Let's get more glue struck, and then we get that +2 damage up and running against all of them, and that is good. Round 76 can be a huge troublemaker at times with all of the regrow farming potential, which in this case is not good. Quarter arms active and all of these BFBs give that additional pierce as much use as we possibly can. We've got one BFB left, and that's kind of good actually. Or a bunch of mowers. That's kind of good, so we can get our quarter arms back around 78. So we're going to, well, most definitely have use of it on round 78. Let's see. Ceramics, and use both of those abilities there, and that clears the first half of round 78. Imagine 2 Megapops, but there's no such thing as an MIB. What will you do? Well, I think you would have to force yourself by using Glue Storm, or yeah, I think actually Glue Storm might be the only way really, in order to actually ensure that all targets could actually be damaged with any damage type. So I think that's just how it's gonna be. Although, from testing, it doesn't affect Jerry's Fire's ability to be able to pop said balloon if it's under a Glue Strike / Glue Storm. That still requires some means of, well, another tower removing the purple layer. So yeah, that's kind of sad. Yeah, Jerry's Fire still doesn't work properly even after 12 updates. Then again, the Iron Polyphemus still doesn't work properly if you re-enter the map, because sometimes all of your towers are removed, or sometimes the eye closes, or sometimes a combination of everything goes wrong with Polyphemus. Polyphemus is a map that doesn't exist, especially for 2-tower chimps. Right, round 80.
Mad scientists have outdone
I think the closest combination could actually be Glaive Lord and Mad, which is like probably the most milkable 2-tower chimps possible. It's even been done on some advanced maps, honestly, like Dark Path, Cornfield, and I've even seen one done recently on Off the Coast. Yes, just using 2 towers to complete Off the Coast on chimps. Come on, ZMG, go down already. Nobody has invited you to the party, okay? What are we gonna do next with our money? I'm thinking of a Sabo to slow down the balloons. I could... No, I don't want perishing potions. That's been a disaster for me. Never get perishing potions unless you absolutely know that it's not going to attack a balloon at any given point in time. Okay, slow them all down. No, we're going to get some steals, but that's absolutely fine. That is to be expected. Going through round 81, you notice that we're knocking back the ceramics many more times just because they are tougher nuts to crack than usual. Once you get to round 81, in the community we call them super ceramics. Although they don't multiply once you remove these ceramic layers, so that's probably a good thing. Not really, actually, because you end up earning less money because there's less balloons to pop. Another balloon sabber. Hope I placed you correctly so you're not being buffed by the alchemist, because that'll be a waste of attention for the alchemist itself. You should only have your attention on the buckshot, and only the buckshot. We want the alchemist to be like a yandere, only focusing on one thing and one thing only. And therefore, your loved one is the 2 Megapops intending tower of this particular scenario. Taking your ward. Oh my goodness sakes, look at these super fortified ceramics. Like super ceramics, but twice as tough to crack. Okay, you're going down very nicely, I think. Let's get ourselves another ninja up and running over. Oh my god, I just realized something. I should have gone absolute zero first before these balloon sabos. Oh, I think I've just done goofed, for goodness sakes. I think I've done goofed this run because I forgot to get absolute zero first before the... I wish I didn't get these first. Don't worry, it's never too late until it is too late. And so far, this run is far from over. We shall fight them wherever we shall fight them. We shall not surrender to the balloons, to these helium behemoths. Well, I got snowstorm. Now we've got the arduous way to get absolute zero up and running. And hopefully then we'll have absolutely zero worries. Am I right or am I wrong? Yeah, we can reach these ZMGs now that we do have ourselves the level 14 invisibility potion up and running over here. There's Geraldo. Yeah, it gives increased range and lasts even longer. So that's basically just the duration that lasts even longer part. But it does actually increase the amount of space in which the projectiles cover before they disappear. So either that or it increases the speed in which they travel at. But I think it doesn't do that, so it has to be the range in which they cover before they disappear. Yeah, this is where Absolute Zero will be very nice to have. I guess these mistakes are always gonna happen. Yeah. AZ is definitely good when it comes to like DDTs and slowing those down. It's the permafrost as well, which is very, very important, because that permanent slowdown, even for Moabs, is really good to have. Alright, they will go down, please, and round 85 completed. Actually, now that we're on round 86 and it lasts for 15 rounds, we're going to apply one of these to our glue gunner here, over here, just so that we can always guarantee there's going to be able to glue DDTs. Like, I think this is like the best round to put it on, because once you succeed throughout this round, you don't have to worry about camera section for your glue gunner, and it's better not to get a radar scanner just for the glue gunner, when you can just put a means that is only 215 monkey monies down for it. There goes remaining of round 86. Yeah, the knockback is really good to have, honestly. Like, this would be much harder without the knockback of the buckshot itself. ZOMGs, I'm kind of hesitant about this because they're popping a bit too quickly, the ZOMGs are. Otherwise, we're going to have ourselves a pierce cap, which is not what we want on the channel, to have a pierce cap and not be able to do anything against some balloons, because there's too many balloons to try and pop simultaneously, and that's not good for anyone, especially for you watching. You don't like to see failure, all you like to see is success. Actually, I don't think that's true, actually. I think failure is very important, not as in like failing itself, but the actual experience that you get from a experience in which you didn't entirely succeed from. But the lessons you learn from failure is very important. Okay, we're gonna get snowstorm up and running just because of those ceramics getting a bit too close to the exit there. We're halfway to getting ourselves our beloved what do you call it, absolute zero. There we go. I knew I'd get there in the end, even if it took me 1,000 years just for this heat to go away. Also in Europe, we don't have something called air conditioning, so when somebody tells us just put your air conditioning on, you know, it's that simple. We don't have that by default. That's something that is not just built into a home. We have to actually physically go out there and buy an expensive ass aircon for the house just so that we can stay cool in the summer. But then again, in the UK, it's cold 364 other days of the year, so there's no point. That, by the way, is not true. It's hyperbolical, but it feels like that. We'll always have our buckshot on normal rather than like a fixed targeting point. I think that's something that I might utilize later on, but just for like the moment, I feel like just having this manual control over everything that we're doing right now is pretty important, rather than just relying on one fixed position and be like, why isn't my buckshot popping anything? And that's because I'm facing it in a direction in which it shouldn't be facing, and I'm questioning my life choices. Now, you might be asking yourself, why don't you just buy a bears? The answer is the challenge. Imagine doing a 2 Megapop scenario with buckshot over the balloon explosion zone. You feel a bit more fulfilled rather than just doing it with one of the most powerful military towers. Okay, we definitely need call to arms for all of these fortified ceramics coming their way here. Super fortified ceramics, yeah. And by also increasing the attack speed and all that jazz, what we're doing is ensuring that we can get through these scenarios. And oh gosh, do we want to freeze? Yeah, we'll freeze there. And then don't like the odds here. The odds are winning in my favor, are definitely becoming more and more unlikely here. Never tell me the odds, C3PO. I don't care about the odds. I'm still getting through this asteroid field. Round 90. And we have ourselves D, T's. Too many D's in there, I know. But I know some people won't complain. Right, there goes all of the T's. That's right. Dark, durable, dank Titans up and running. Round 91, which means it's time for the Jerry's bottle, which means we've only placed it down once throughout this entire scenario, which is more preferable than the alternative, which is place it down all the time because I constantly need it. And I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this is going to get many more steals if it's under the influence of the blue strike. Round 91 has a cluster amount of BFBs to deal with, and sometimes just targeting them independently rather than trying to pop them all at once. Yeah, if you don't have the pierce for it, then isolate your popping and destroy them one by one rather than trying to simultaneously pop them all together. Not every tower is the biggest one which can simply do that, and even that has a pierce cap. Okay, we are very, very close now to an absolute zero, which means our nightmares of perma-stalling these at certain points in time will be guaranteed. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I need the popping to start. I need the popping to start. The popping has started. The starting of the popping has begun. Need another 400 or so. I wish these super fortified ceramics weren't so super or fortified. Let's just use the snowstorm. I don't like these odds. C3PO, could you please refrain from telling me the odds of losing? I mean, winning. It's all in my favor, okay? You know why? Because I believe. And if I believe, then we will succeed. Even if the number does appear below 2 million, we shall try again, and then again, and then again, until we succeed. If you want to wonder what ridiculous 2 Megapops I've done throughout my history, just go on the Balloons Tower Defense 6 index and type in flare balloons, and you're going to see quite a few mortar records on there, just because I'm probably one of the only people who are patient enough to try and get through a scenario getting 2 million or more pops with a tier 3 mortar. Aside signal flare, because that's ass. That's arguably worse than just a base mortar, because you're not removing the camo. And then from there, if you're removing the camo, you're losing the +1 damage potential from the invisibility potion once you reach level 19. And that's no good. Now that our fears of not getting absolute zero have been quashed, let's get our final Savo down. which is what we should have acquired later on rather than getting the Savas first and then the absolute zero. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth one. It's only when I purchased the third one which I was thinking, I swear I'm getting these Savas sooner than usual. Oh wait, we're missing a key component. The absolute zero ice tower, which is one of the best 2 Megapops supporting towers out there. In an all pop scenario, you would never, ever get this tower because it steals pops. And all pops means get every single pop with 1 tower. That should be an achievement in and of itself by Ninja Fury. Get every single pops with a single tower in a CHIMPS scenario. Although that'd probably be a little bit too niche. But then again, 2 tower CHIMPS, 2 Megapops, surely they're niche enough, aren't they now? They're making their way very far, but we do have our absolute zero and also our distraction ninjas at the back here, which is another good reason why you want to pursue middle path alongside Balloon Sabo is the distraction ability, or not ability, but distraction upgrade, which means that sometimes a balloon will move backwards, kind of like the knockback of the Buckshot, but I think it's just a bit better. But it's a chance rather than guaranteed. Yeah, this is definitely the first round we're facing so many problems right now. All these ceramics we're going to try and headhunt. But obviously, when it comes to the headhuntings, we need to kind of focus our Buckshot on the ZMGs down there rather than trying to prioritize those. Maybe I should leave some of them up to the Jerry's Fire to deal with, honestly. But I'd rather not chance it and then get unnecessary steals. There's such a thing as necessary steals where they kind of need to happen in order to get through a scenario, but then there are steals in which you can avoid in a scenario if you were to just micro a little bit better, which obviously I'm not very good at. I'm not a very good player, as you can tell, because, well, I'm just not, okay? I'd rather undervalue myself and then succeed when I undervalue myself than to overvalue myself and then not actually succeed at all, because it makes me kind of arrogant and elitist. I don't like elitism. If you're if this is not the first time you're watching a video of mine, you've checked out other videos in the past, then you kind of know my stance on elitism as a whole. I just don't like it. I don't like gating a community just because of some people having a talent of something and then, oh, I've forgotten I can buy that now. Having a talent in something and then that talent just make them a-holes as human beings. Like, just no. I don't strive for that. It doesn't matter how good I am at this game, I will never ever strive to be that kind of person. If somebody were to tell me that Crossbow Master, 2 Tower Chimps and Ultra Boost is easy, but let me just say this to you. Why don't you do it before me? And if I were to say that it's easy, it's not easy at all. Like, that particular combination is anything but easy. I'm just saying it right now. Round 99 was almost impossible for me to do unless I found out the optimal microing of the targeting priority of the Crossbow Master itself. Like, once I found that one out, then it's just a matter of trial and error as to those bolts always targeting the as many fortified DTs as possible, because it has the damage, but it's where that pierce has been applied to as in like a straight line, which is the main problem. You kind of want the pierce to be exceeded to its maximum usage so that you can do as much damage as possible, but at the same time you kind of don't want that, because then you're not targeting the kind of targets in which you want to target at that given point in time. And that was the main issue of round 98, because of pierce issues. So I could go on for an entire lecture more so about why elitism is, like, not just in the balloons community but in other communities, just such a horrible thing to witness and also in a way be a victim of, honestly. Like, if somebody were to turn around and say that special operations are the easiest 2 Megapops that you could possibly do, and if you can't do it then you don't exist to be on the existence plane of reality, like, that just sort of stuff sucks, honestly. Anyways, back to the challenge at hand. Our next task is to get ourselves a spike store. Okay, do we have the We do have the better version of this now, which is pretty handy. Which means now we are able to do bonus damage to to camo balloons. But again, that's kind of the only bad thing about having submersion support. By removing the camo status, you do remove that bonus damage. And that can be applied to a lot of other towers in the game. Well, not a lot of other towers, but there are towers in the game where you get a specific upgrade and you do bonus damage against camo balloons, which is very handy to have, like spy plane for the ace, the night vision goggles for the sniper, like bonus damage against camo balloons. We never used to have bonus damage, but I think it's a very good thing that Ninja Kiwi's implemented over the years, is the fact that if you have a specific upgrade, then it could also have this other thing on board, which enables it to do bonus damage. Oh, this actually might be a bad idea. I should not have tried to whittle down all the BFBs into Moabs just because of this scenario which we're facing up against here. The Buckshot can only keep them back for so long before I'm deciding that I'd rather have taken things a bit more precisely. But I guess this is just the role in which we're going to dice. The dice which we're going to roll, I mean. These DMGs still a big threat. A really big threat to us just because of the amount of RBE that's left inside them, along with the BFBs and the Moabs and the ceramics and all that jazz. ZMGs being slowly degraded, but look at the amount of piercing we're going to need to try and compensate. Yeah, I think this might require another attempt at this, although perhaps we do have enough. Yes, it's really okay. We managed to do it actually, but it was incredibly close. Round 97. Let's have you locked down there, and yeah, we're managing to do damage, which is pretty good. Let's get Spice Orb, and let's also give this the Sharpening Stone, which is now the bad Sharpening Stone. Wait, what? You know what? You can have that. I'm not bothered. It's only what? It's only 215 for nothing. There we go. That's the first ZOMG down. I'm hoping to keep that ZOMG as a ZOMG and just target each of these one by one rather than trying to concentrate on my firepower on both sets of ZOMGs. But then again, I know how this game treats me. Okay, let's put that over there now. AZ those fortified Moabs. And let's just leave the rest of these to all of that. And hopefully we should have results. Just like that. Okay, now second one. Okay, but the second one's gone down to BFBs. Pretty good, pretty good. Didn't take long at all. And yeah, let's just use Balloon Savo and then AZ now once they're all fortified Moabs. Otherwise you do lose that effect usage if something just degrades, because then it loses the effect itself. Okay, come on, round 97. Get done and dusted. Do not steal anything.
I must inspect it. The mad scientists have outdone themselves. anything you could possibly... I think I found what you need.
I might be silent round 98 flare balloons, but it gets the job done, okay? If I am silent for the entire round, and sorry if it's really long, a really long process, but it gets... Oh my god, no, 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 do not fumble, flare McFumbler of words and actions. I need everything, oh gosh, I wish I activated AC later, honestly. Oh, Gary me. Yeah, this is very bad. Very, 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 very bad. Incredibly bad. Incredibly bad, but still, that is a good scenario, question mark. Just don't need any of these leaks, thank you very much. Yeah, that's round 98. Not very cool, to say the least, to witness all of that. I do apologise, but people do wonder, you know, what went on in round 98. I need to know, otherwise you definitely cheated the run. Definitely cheated. 100% cheated. You need all the proof, otherwise you cheated. Again, elitist language. Right. Fortified. Actually, in some scenarios, it's pretty nice to have and very important, especially if you're, like, submitting something which would otherwise be stupidly difficult. Like, a particular 2 Megapops on a expert map, also elitist. I don't need to submit any proof because it's a free run. It's a free run. It doesn't require submission when it's literally a free run. Let's put down our remaining creepy idols. Let's put one over here. Let's put another one at the very end of... Well, not very end, but let's put one near the end of the track over here, so there's 2 opportunities. And I think another... We'll just have up to Moab, because I do want the other ones of the rejuvenation potions here. So that one, and then that one. Then Geraldo's going to initiate the rejuve potion so that we can have a spike storm while it's still under the influence of the blue strike. Another call to arms, and then again the blue strike again. Hopefully that's all I need, but again, I don't know. This has already been a long enough scenario for both me and, more importantly, you as well. You have to sit there and look at all my mistakes. So 18k, 21k, 26k. Yeah, we're there. Honestly, we're there. We've done it. We've done this. We have done this. Done it. I think I've done it. Okay, bad. I need you to just go down, please. There we go. It's gone down, which is very, very good. Very good indeed. Okay, there goes that. Now it's just the Z and G's over there. We do need it under these influences as much as we possibly can. And, yeah. First try round 100 in this scenario. Pretty snaz, if I must say so myself. Very, very snazzy. just for ZMG's left. Please degrade at some point sooner rather than later as preferable, please. Okay, I do have it on normal, which is good. If I could just select you to normal, as in normal damage type, that would be brilliant. Obviously, that doesn't exist. Imagine you're able to change your damage type. Why would you ever want to have anything that is not normal? If you get what I mean. Okay, they're degrading, which is pretty good. Pretty swell. They're going down like that. Good, good, good. Yeah, we've made it. It's just a matter of getting through the rest of the scenario. And 2,013,126. And what are we awarded with? An increased accuracy mortar. That's quite good. Quite good, honestly. And when it comes to the tier 3 Dartling Gunners, I think they're all difficult in their own ways, honestly. But the knockback definitely makes it so it doesn't feel overwhelmingly hard. But in the grand scope of things, I feel like I'd rather just do... Like, Hydro Rocket Pods is definitely the most, like, consistent because you just know what it does. Whereas Buckshot, it just feels like that knockback doesn't feel like it always is there. So there we go, folks. Gatling Cannon. Yes, I like my extra T, but that's just a red alert to US Revenge reference there. Nothing from our glue gunners per se. This did a lot of work when it comes to additional damage. This was beginning. Again, I actually put on a sharpening stone there. This was intentional. These two over here, so that each spike pile does a bit more damage and has a bit more pierce behind each one. I think both of them correspond with each other very well when it comes to a bigger stacked spike storm. Never really want to get white hot spikes because the DETs can just clear up the rest of the spikes without them being damaged whatsoever. AZ, very important. Balloon Sabos, quite important. Geraldo, obviously important. And yeah, that is our scenario, folks. Also, our Invisibility Potion ran out there. But that's absolutely fine. Obviously, didn't need to be Invisibility Potion on these two because they're under the influence of the radar scanner here. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this scenario down in the comments sections below. And sorry, it's quite a long video like my other kind of tier 3 scenarios, but I promise you it's nowhere near as long as, let's say, a tier 3 artillery scenario. That's not what you call fun. Also, the fireworks have gone. 4th of July no longer in celebration. I have a feeling update 44 is coming up soon though. Don't know how soon though, but I feel like it's in there somewheres. Just because we had the Battles 2 update very recently. There we go. Thank you all so much for watching. That's my hunch anyways, because anytime a announcement for a Battles 2 update is coming, not long after that, a Balloons Tower Defense 6 video comes out as well. Thank you ever so much for watching, everyone. Please be sure to use my creator support code whenever you are visiting the store. I thoroughly appreciate each and every single one of you, and I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, people.